Welcome, Center County families. It's Todd Costello from RE/MAX Center Realty. It is January of 2025. Happy New Year and welcome. Time for the monthly value message. This month I want to talk a little bit about 5-year trends. I want to do a quick review of that and give some brief guidance for active buyers and sellers in 2025 as far as what my guidance and recommendations would be on market conditions. So let's jump to the whiteboard. Just briefly, I just did 2 data points. One, total closed sales, residential sales for the market that I track. This is reported by the Center County Association of Realtors, including State College, Bellefonte, Bald Eagle, and Penns Valley school districts. Those 4 school districts' total number of residential sales, property sales in 2024. So in 2024, we had 1,202 closed residential transactions, 1,115, 1,300 in 2002. And if we go back a couple of years, 2020 and 2021, some significantly more sales. So we've been trending downward, but I do like to see this. We're coming up a little bit from 23 to 24. So hopefully going into 25, we can see the market loosening up. I think generally people are going to get used to the new rates, that 6-7% rate, and move forward with their plans. So total number of property sales trending a little bit up from the previous year, and that's a good thing. As far as demand, I just want to share with you each year of the last 5, what was the busiest month of the year for signed contracts? What month were buyers and sellers agreeing to do a transaction together? And the peak demand we had in 2024 was in the month of May. May was the busiest month for contract signings, and that peaked at 115%, which means there was 1.15 buyers for every seller. And that was in the busiest month of the year. Other than May, we were at really 1-to-1 or even below a 1-to-1 demand rate. So sellers need to be aware of the demand rate as we come into 2025 compared to, look at the demand rate a couple of years ago. In 2022, in the month of April, that was the busiest month, and we had 2.81 buyers for every seller, nearly 3 buyers for every home, and that's when people were getting multiple offers, but this is also when rates are around 3% or less. So the macroeconomic conditions always affect our micro markets, and typically with interest rates, you're going to see these drastic swings in the demand. So the other point in this is, notice the peak months of demand. Of the last 4 years, we had September in 2020, but this was the year of COVID. So that's an anomaly. We're going to throw that one out. But we've got April and May. And the guidance I give to sellers in 2025 is, when possible, you don't necessarily want to unveil your property to the market in the busiest month, because if we are a little bit off on price and it doesn't sell in the busiest month, well then, is it more likely to sell the next month when the demand rate's slower? So you want to start a little bit earlier than you think, so we could have time to make adjustments and absorb any unforeseen circumstances that arise. So keep that in the back of your mind. When we get to 2025, really, my guidance is qualified and motivated buyers and sellers should move. And that's always my guidance. The noise of the market, the noise of the data, what are interest rates, is it a seller's market and is it a buyer's market, there's always going to be noise. But what I would suggest is, once you are motivated to do something, hey, we want to buy a new home, we want to upsize, we want to downsize, we want to retire, we want to go to Foxdale. If you're qualified and you are motivated, then I don't see any inhibitors in 2025 to reaching your family's goals. So I think it's full steam ahead for 2025. Sure, interest rates are what they are. They are facts, and facts are always neutral. So if you can attain your goals in the current environment, there's no reason to hesitate. I think you should move forward. This month, as we come into 2025 and we get to the spring season, the quick link is a review of the 4-step sales process. Those are the highlights of a transaction. Whether you're a buyer or a seller, that's always good to take a quick look at. If you do me a favor this month, forward this to a friend. I'd really appreciate it. And as always, if you have any questions, give me a call or check me out at toddcostello.com. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next month.